Here I am. Sorry I'm late, man.
No worries, man. All good.
Cool.
How you-
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can I call you? Do you go Jonathan or John, or what do you prefer?
Either one.
Either one. Okay, I'll just go John. It's quicker.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. Thanks so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate you doing this.
No problem.
Really excited to talk ball with you. All right. I know I said like to your agent like half an hour, but if we go a little over, is that good, or do you got somewhere to be? I'm sure you're busy.
Oh no, you good. Take your time.
Okay, perfect. Love it, man. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'll just talk you through what we're gonna go through today. I got like a quick couple of questions for you, like 5 questions, real simple stuff, and then we'll go through the plays that I sent you, and yeah, should be fun.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, let me get some other questions. Okay, make sure everything's recording good. All right, so I always like to start off with this question. For those that don't know much about you, tell me about your game, what you bring to the Texans, maybe like your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. First and foremost, my knowledge of the game is gonna be one that kind of helps me out. I mean, I'm not the most athletic, nor the strongest or fastest, but I try to put myself in situations to where I don't necessarily have to rely on my athletic ability. Very high energy guy. Love the game of football. You're gonna see a lot of passion play out there. I play every snap really hard. I just go out there and try to be the best version of myself so that I can help my teammates and my team get to where we want to be.
Love that. Yeah, your point about like maybe you might not be the best athlete, but everything else you bring to the table, that's really great. I saw that too in your film, and it's something I'll bring up later. But all right, perfect. Next question. So, how was the draft process like for you? Which Texans coaches did you talk to, and did you kind of have a feeling that the Texans might draft you?
Yeah, I believe Coach Bobby King was there. Some other scouts as well. But I had a really good feeling with Houston. I met them down at the Senior Bowl initially. And I pretty much was like, in that process, just going over film, and I felt they understood that they ran similar systems a little bit like I did at Florida with Coach Grantham. And, I was basically diagnosing the plays the same ways that we ran them, things that they're using their terminology and certain things. So once I kind of understood and they understood that I had a good feel for, just the game of football and their system overall, it would make that decision a lot easier. Obviously, after the Senior Bowl, I didn't really talk to them that much. They were still some team that always kind of, hit me up here and there, just, just talk to me as little as possible, just so that way they know I'm still in the loop. But, when draft day came, I mean, they weren't one of the teams that I went into like, all right, this is my final 3. But, they were still a team that I had high on my list just because of how good of a vibe it was down in Mobile at the Senior Bowl.
That's awesome. So you talked to Bobby King, you said, and some other coaches. Did you talk to Anthony Weaver, DC?
Did I talk to I honestly don't remember. I know I had a second interview talking with them. I believe I did talk with Coach Weaver. But yeah, it was just pretty much I talked with Coach Rump down at the Combine, and that was he was end up my position coach, and that's when I initially knew that I had a good vibe for them. So if I did go there, I'd be in the he used to be at Florida as well, so I would know I'll be in good hands with him. Yeah,
for sure. All right. So has training camp started for the rookies too? I'm pretty sure it has for the veterans, right? But I don't know if it has for the rookies.
Yeah, we've been doing virtual meetings. We just got introduced to the rookies to the veterans yesterday. It was pretty good, seeing guys, like JJ White and Whitney Merciless, BJ Dunn, guys who've been in the league for a while, understanding just how they go about their business. And pretty much it's been pretty good so far. Yeah,
so that was a good experience. It's kind of like surreal for you to get to see that.
Yeah, especially when I seen, like I said, JJ Watt, and I'm like, I'm on the same team as this guy now. We just sitting here talking about ball. He's learning just like I am. As many years he's been in the game, he's still learning a lot of things. Is only just help him grow, help us grow at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure he's gonna be someone you look up to and learn from for sure. All right, so now that you've kind of gotten into training camp, and you mentioned that the Texans and Florida kind of ran similar schemes, so you kind of knew what you're talking about, like the terminology and stuff. So have the Texans coaches, have they told you really how they want to use you in your scheme? I know Bill O'Brien, he mentioned he envisions you as kind of like the ideal Sam linebacker in the defense. They can rush with the edge and the interior, drop you in coverage too. Can you just talk a little bit more on that for me?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm learning just to learn the playbook and the basics usual. Haven't really learned too much like different positions. I mean, I obviously, like you said, the Sam is one I definitely have learned who I kind of had to just key in and learn. But like I said, hopefully, if they feel like I can play a lot of different positions, it's honestly just about as much as I can learn. The more I learn, the more I can play. So Once I get the playbook down, and I'll be good.
Sweet, yeah. All right. Okay, so I got one fan question from you. I asked my followers on Twitter, and so a question from Textros111. He asked, which player in the Texans defense are you most excited to play with and learn from?
Whitney Merciless is definitely just because it's been a guy I've been watching since he's been in the league. I mean, this is, I think, his 10th year coming in, something like that. I think it's his 9th year. And learn from somebody who's still playing at that high of a level, still has that same twitch and that same burst off the ball, and who had a lot of success in this league. I mean, it's going to be very, very great to be next to him. Also, just like I said, JJ Watt as well. These guys who are just physical specimen, guys who've just been dominant, and I know I can learn a lot from them.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, when I was scouting you, I don't like to do player comparisons. It's not perfect, but everyone does them. So one of the guys I compared you to is actually Whitney Merciless. And I see you guys a lot, kind of similar build, kind of similar game where he has some burst, and just like you do, but maybe you guys aren't the elite athletes, but you get it done with your technique and your understanding of the game, like you said.
Right.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So this is my last question before we get into the film. And this one, I might go on a little bit of a rant, it's a bit longer, but I'm really interested to hear your answer. So the major thing that I look for in a pass rusher when I'm scouting them is if they can rush with a plan. Do they seem like they know what moves they're going to use before the play even starts? Because especially in the NFL, you can't solely win off of athleticism. And that's why I'm really so high on you, because you don't rely on that. You certainly have athleticism and you use it, but you're very technically advanced pass rushers, especially for someone coming out of college. So you've got a lot of moves and counter moves, and I'm really wondering what goes through your mind as a pass rusher when you're getting ready for the ball to be snapped, you're lined up. Do you really go into a play thinking, okay, I'm gonna, for example, club, dip, and then rip? Or is it more reactionary for you based on how the tackle's leveraged and when he punches that really determines what move you'll use?
Yeah, it's definitely like you say. I go into the snap, obviously knowing it's just based off of your opponent. If I see a guy who's kind of slower, kick step, I'm trying to get off the ball, use my slap rip. But initially, say if I'm going against a guy like that, initially I'm going off a slap dip rip, and if he gives me an overset, I know I'm going inside. But if he gives me what I want, I'm going to continue to stay with my move. I don't want to switch and say, even though he's giving me that slow kick step, I don't want to say I'm going to use side scissors or try to beat him around the edge. I'm going to stay with my decision to use that slap dip rip throughout that whole time until he gives me something different. Now, if he gives me his chest, then of course I turn into a bull. But it's just a lot of things that, of course, I definitely go into it with a plan. But obviously, I just react once that time does come. If he gives me something other than I don't want.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's a little bit of a combination of both. And yeah, it's just something I picked up when I'm scouting these college prospects. A lot of them, they don't go into it with a plan. But I can tell you can do it. And one thing I like that you mentioned is your inside move. And I think you're the best guy that I scouted this past year at taking that inside move, because you'd fake outside and then go inside. All the tackles, they're oversetting to the outside nowadays. They're scared of your speed, of anyone's speed, really. And so that inside's usually open. And you've done a great job of taking advantage of that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here, and then we're going to go over the plays. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Let's put this.
You just get done with the workout, or?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I wish I could have a shirt for you.
Nah, that's all good.
Good. Yeah, I just got done, literally.
All right. Okay, so you can see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. You can see it still now, or?
We're good.
You can see the play? Okay, perfect. So I'll just I'll go over the play. I'll play it once. I'll go over it really quickly, and then I mainly just want to hear what you have to say. You're the player. You know what the hell's going on. I just want to hear your thoughts about it. So I'll just go real quick. A little edge here. Nice little inside move, swim over, get the hit. All right, let's hear from you.
Yeah, this dude, I know obviously with the back to me, I'm instantly thinking either he's gonna come out to me. If he comes out to me, it's a pass. But I was really expecting him to go down. But once I kind of seen that he wants to get out there towards me, I seen that we have a 3 technique, so they kind of have that man side to over there. So I know that guard is gonna be occupied by a 3 technique, which means more so that tackle user is gonna set out just a little bit more, because he knows that it's gonna be, he has a guard one-on-one with him. But yeah, I went outside, gave him a little hezzy outside and club over. Once I see him reaching, I knew then I had him, because at this point he has to hold me. But I kind of used that and used like an ice pick almost somewhat. So when I did my swim over top, I used the back of my elbow to kind of prod in his back to either you're going to let me go, or I'm going to break it, pull your shoulder out of place. So he eventually let me go. I mean, it was still holding me, but then I seen the quarterback. I thought he was going to scramble, but then I just said I had to give me a clean little hit on him.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love how you broke it down, and I didn't notice that, but yeah, your shoulder right here, you can kind of see that it's right in his back, and he's got to let go or else that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
All right, I love that, man. All right, nice play here. That's the right play. Yep. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of it's kind of building off that last move, where before you went outside, inside, and then this one, boom, spin back outside. So just another counter move you added to your arsenal. It's beautiful. So yeah, talk me through it.
Yeah, I knew this guy. He was definitely scared of my speed. So I initially thought with an empty set, I definitely initially thought he was going to just get a kick step out, try to just cut me off with the ball getting out pretty quick. But once I seen that we had a one technique our side, I knew that he was going to be occupied. That guard has to respect that. I'm going to come down. So it's going to be a little space for me to win. I know I have to initially win because I didn't give my guy inside of me a call that basically tells him to wrap outside to contain, saying that I'm making that inside move. So initially I said, all right, if I don't beat him initially, then I'm just going to have to get back out of contain. And I seen that with him coming in, his hands weren't the best. He's not the best athlete. So when I went inside, he cut that off a little bit, and then I basically spun back out because he's starting to reach. And once he started to reach, he's leaning over. I had him pretty much. Then he got this. I definitely should have ripped a little bit more, so that way ripped or just swiped his hands off again, get it a finishing move because the quarterback's right there. He got that little edge on me just right there to push him by just a little bit, and that quarterback is an athlete. And that's all he needed was a slight slip, and then I missed a sack. But I mean, I definitely like one of those. That's one of my favorite moves is to do is an inside back to counter outside spin.
Yeah, I love that, man. It's like a plan A, plan B, and then there's like plan C right here, the spin outside. Yeah. And then like you said, just adding that one last move, which you notice on film, so you're probably gonna do it next time, just like you said, that rip at the end gets them off you. Love that. Right. That's a really fun move, man. Jesus. All right, let's see this next play. What's this one? Okay, yeah, this is just more of the spin move. This one you just do it right off the bat, and it's just so quick. Yeah. Like the ball's out instantly, but if he held it for any longer, that's a sack.
Right, yeah, and a lot of people kind of get on me that for a little bit just because I got off the ball kind of late, and with me getting off late, I kind of seen that he kind of had an upper edge on me, and I knew that I'm not going to beat him on the outside. So when he got the jump on me, I said, okay, my next move is either going to have to be a bull rush or an inside move, and I figured with this guy, he's already setting out so fast, he thinks we're going to go outside, so I said, why not give him a spin right off the bat, just to see, and this is early in the game too. I think this is like our second play. So I wanted to just see how he handles the spin move. Some guys are going to catch it, or some guys, going to try to wash me down. Some guys won't stop it at all. So once I see him already just being out there and I had so much space, me having that kind of influence of basically taking him upfield, it basically is going to scare him. So when I spin back around, I have a lot of space in there. I could club across, but as you can see, even when I'm spinning, he's still reaching, trying to just grab me from the inside because he's kind of he's kind of hip locked a little bit, but you see him drop that inside foot and kind of become square. So I still have a lot more space to work with, even though with him being that far deep in the backfield.
Yeah, you mentioned he drops his inside foot instead of kind of keeping it up there. That's definitely what kind of screwed him over there because he opens up for you and you have that open alley. And that would have been a sack, man. Yeah. All right, next play. Oh my, this is my favorite play. Probably my favorite play I've seen all year of scouting. Definitely my favorite view. This is just nasty. I'm just going to let it play. I don't even have to say anything. Oof.
Yeah, that damn quarterback is a little athlete too. He's
he got it away from you. Oh, yeah. That should have been. Oh, that would have been.
Because what I did, because initially, if you see him, even when I got back there, he's looking away. So he's looking to the field. So I think I have a kill shot. As soon as right there after rip, he's still looking. So I'm like, okay, this is about to be a kill shot. And then he looks back at the last second and gives me a move, and I'm already at a full head of steam trying to kill him. And then I ended up missing it. But but that move, obviously everybody knows that moves came from. That's my DeMarcus Ware, comparison right there, because he did that fake spin. I can't remember what team it was against. I believe. I have to go back and look, but he did it so smooth to where and that move, honestly, right there, that was the move I honestly just thought on the fly. That wasn't even a predetermined thing.
Really?
Yeah. So I honestly was just rushing, and it was a somewhat solid get off, but I said, okay, well, I've been making an inside move pretty much all game, as you've seen me do the club over earlier. So I've been making an inside move all game. I did the spin as well during the early part of the game. And I said, you know what? Let me give him a little switch up. So fake the spin. He kind of caught it a little bit, but at that point with him being right there, his feet were stopped. So at that point, he tried to kind of like bear hug me somewhat, and I basically, you see, I kind of had my hand in his back a little bit, and I honestly just threw him. I mean, I just kind of clubbed him across, and I ripped through it, and it was there.
Yeah, it was right there. He just stopped up at the last second. Damn.
Yeah.
I've been.
But actually, that play is a design play for, you know, number 7 Moon. I mean, he's a spy guy, and he basically just sees at the last second, and he cleans it up for us.
So he's a spy here at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, he's a spy. Yeah, he's a spy. So our coach just tells us, look, make whatever move y'all want, get him off the spot, get the sack, or we got a guy to spot for him. So me, I'm just going for a kill shot because I know somebody gonna clean me up.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that your rushing responsibilities, they kind of change based off of what play you're calling. You got a spy or not, you can be a little bit more aggressive for sure. One quick question I just thought of. So you line up in a lot of different stances. Do you have a favorite, like 2-point stance, 3-point stance, like stand up or whatever?
Me personally, I like to be in all fours just because, I mean, I've been running a 4-point stance since high school, and that's kind of the stance that they taught us. And then when I got to college, obviously I learned the 2-point and the 3-point stances, which is all comfortable to me. But if I really want to just take off the ball, I want to get down in the 4-point.
So you think you have like better explosion off like snap basically with 4-point?
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. Okay, cool. This play, okay, yeah. So we've seen a lot of kind of more technical rushes, and then it's just nice bull rush here, which it can be technical too, but it's just like straight power here from you.
Right.
And boom, get to the pocket.
This guy is a I've been pretty much having a field day with this guy, and as you can see off the jump, with his kick step, he's already leaning back, and I seen his chest is wide open. So, and I didn't want to counter from being to the field, and him being a right-handed quarterback, I didn't want to make an inside move. So I either want to use my side scissors, slap, dip, rip, or a power move just to keep my outside arm free. But once I got up under his chest and under his chin, that's when I kind of knew I would take him back for a ride. And he had no choice but to hold me, or I was gonna get the sack. So man, he has like my whole chin strap, my shoulder, and all that. But it's all good. They ended up calling on that one, but you know, this is a good time to switch it up. I mean, like I said, people look at me, they don't think I'm going to bull rush anybody. I mean, the number says I'm 263, which I am, 265 actually. But when you look at me, my stature doesn't show off as a bull rush guy. So to give it a little switch up here and there to keep them on their toes is good.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, that's a good point. Like I didn't realize you don't want to go inside because the quarterback's right and he can roll out to a strong side. So that's a really good point. I never really thought about that. But yeah, beautiful bull rush. You really get under him because it's all about like getting into the chest and getting low. And you get really good leverage there to push it back. Yeah, beautiful. All right, what's this play? So this play, like, I guess, so you had 10 sacks last year, and honestly, I think you could have had like 10 more. You got so close on so many, like just so many pressures where we're right in the backfield, and you literally have him wrapped up here, and he's just able to barely get away. So yeah, I'll ask you about that later, but just break this one down for me.
Yeah, this play is, you know, how I think about it, and this formation. This is kind of early in the game, but I know with Coach Mullen, I think Coach Diaz, which is Miami's coach, he used to be under Coach Mullen, I believe. So we seen all camp, Coach Mullen, we basically use that bunch formation out of single back formation, and it's either the tight end's going to come back, or they have one-on-one blocks over there, or it's going to be a play action. So not really necessarily a drop back kind of formation, because that puts their lineman in a bind. I mean, obviously you don't have the greatest lineman, so you obviously either going to max protect them or, you know, do something to kind of keep the defensive lineman on their heels. But this play initially, I kind of seen this tackle. You can look at his stance and tell that he's not finna run block me at all. He's kind of, you know, somewhat slided back, looking out at me. He doesn't have his shoulder, all his weight on his hand. So I initially thought from the jump, I'm taking off. I'm getting off the ball. And if it is a run, I'm just going to have to sit down. And then once I see him open up even more, I said, oh, yeah, this is definitely a pass. Because if it was a run block, he'd have came straight at me. He went backwards to try to catch me at an angle. So I knew it was a play action. Yeah,
that's a great point. I really love, just like your knowledge of the game. It's really knowledgeable, I can tell. You just know a whole lot. So I guess just right here, I guess what I was going to ask is, like you said, kind of with the DeMarcus Ware half spin too, like sometimes you're coming in full speed and you got ahead of steam and you just want to go for the kill shot. And then sometimes it just doesn't work and they're able to avoid you. So I don't know if that's something that you can kind of work on, maybe be a bit more like because you can just like rack up the sacks. Like you literally should have had like 20 sacks last year. It's ridiculous.
For sure, right? No, like that's definitely a issue that I had. Obviously, so this game was first game literally after the season. You know, just fresh off of camp.
Yeah.
Me missing a whole entire year. This is a state of my. I mean, it was just a range of emotions going on. But I also wanted to try to keep it tight because I know the just quarterbacks in general, they want to step up all the time. So me taking the angle right there was kind of a bad angle, but it was also somewhat of an angle I was just thinking about, you know, possibly him stepping up. So that's why I kind of bend it as you see it right there. I thought he was going to step up a little more, and he ended up backing up. So, but yeah, definitely finishing is my thing now. I definitely want to. Well, I am going to get better at. It comes from, you know, grip strength, you know, just overall. I have that club in my hand. I would wear it again, but definitely I didn't really have as much rehab as I did. Now my hand feels really good, grip strength wise. So I believe I'm gonna finish it now. And that guy, I mean, like I said, he wasn't a little guy either. He's a little athlete. Quarterback is. So, you know, with them Adidas uniforms, I used to wear Adidas uniforms, and if you don't grab them, like literally grab a hold of them, you're not gonna grab the jersey. So. But yeah, my boys were there, and they were whipping them boys, and they ended up getting sacks as well. So, you know, we good.
Yeah, I mean, you caused the pressure here. You helped them out with the sack, but that's interesting. You mentioned like the Adidas uniforms. It can be really that different, like based off of these, or I guess the other ones like Nike or whatever.
Yeah, we had the Jordan ones. I was with Louisville the year before, and that's all we wore was Adidas. So I mean, their jerseys are literally the tightest jerseys you'll ever be a part of. I mean, you literally put them on. You have to get at least two people to help you put the jerseys on, just because they're that tight. So those jerseys, they're nice, but I mean, it's hard. It's a process of getting things on.
For sure. All right, so it's one more play. I just want to show, like, I'm not trying to like nitpick your game or whatever, but it's just one more play of you getting there and just not being able to finish it. Senior Bowl here, and it's a really great rep against Josh Jones here. You know, everyone's saying he's going to be a first round tackle, and you kind of embarrassed him here. You got right by him and right to the backfield, but break this one down for me.
So I initially just wanted to get off the ball, knock his hands down because he's a grabber. I mean, when I knock his hands down, his footwork is solid. It's not the greatest, but I know once I knock his hands down, I pretty much beat him. But as I beat him, he grabs like the back of my shoulder, like literally a horse collar. Like if you play it a little bit, you'll see. He grabs like keep going right there. He grabs it, and that's why I had a perfect angle, and I would have reached out and dove for him. But and now that even on the sideline, we were just trying to figure out why it wasn't a holding call. But yeah, I took a bad angle and not knowing and I went back to watch Michigan with Shea Patterson. He loves to do that. He loves to get a little move and whip around and do that to every time he feels pressure. So that comes from obviously myself. I could definitely be a better game study, a student of the game, just study my quarterback, knowing my opponent. But yeah, could have definitely took a better angle and finished that. But yeah, definitely had to do it a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm not making no excuse. I definitely got to finish that. But yeah, man, it's good rep. I just definitely got to finish. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to like downplay you or anything. Like obviously you got there, you did all the steps to get into the backfield. It just, if you can finish these, it's gonna be amazing. And like you said, you know like their tendencies too. Like he comes out here, so it's just a matter of time, and you're gonna get these things for sure. Yeah. All right, so we talked a lot about your pass rush, but I think a lot of people, they don't realize how great of a run defender you are and how smart of a run defender you are. So I'm just going to play this one real quick. Just you setting the edge, blowing this dude back, and then making the tackle. Yeah. So yeah, talk about the run game for you. Yeah, I personally, people want to talk, I like to stop the run just because, I've been taught to stop the run so much, you have to earn the right to rush the passer. So first and second down, that's where I thrive at. I love to create negative plays, so I know for a fact on third down it's going to be a pass. I mean, I hate to be in the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 situations because, those are still kind of on the fence. You're going to get the short passes. You're going to get the some teams are gutsy and they're going to play for 4-down territory and go for a shot, and it can still be a run, just depending on what type of philosophy their coaches have. But this play, I wanted to get off the ball. I knew this is definitely going to be a run play just so that way they can make it third and manageable. So that way I knew this guy was going to be coming at me. His weight, as you can see, his weight is all forward on his hands, low hat. I actually was a little bit too high getting off the ball, but I got off the ball and he was late off the ball. And I knew once he was late off the ball, I can explode into him, lock out, which is what I did. Got up under his pads and pretty much shock and shed. I mean, I definitely could get my eyes a little bit more outside, but I put him outside. So it's either I get outside or I put him outside, and I can easily snatch off the bounce back outside or two gap it, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like what you said that you can still snap back outside of this point because as long as you're into his chest, like you can control him. And
Right.
you see the like from because the running back's coming from this angle, he's probably not going to go all the way this outside. Also, it's
Mm-mm.
probably like an inside zone or whatever this is here. So yeah, you take a good angle here and make a nice tackle. Yeah, I like what you said too about you're all about run defense and getting them into those third and long situations because like especially as a rookie, like you have to be able to stop the run to get on the field or else they're not going to play, you know? So
Right.
you're definitely good at that and you're going to get your snaps for sure out of that.
Right.
All right, another play. Yeah, you said it. You had a day against Missouri, man. This right tackle
Yeah.
was, oh man,
was
what happened
good.
on this play? Oh yeah, so this was one of my favorite plays. It just shows to like your smarts too. I think I know what happened, but I'm gonna let you talk it out.
Yeah, we got a corner blitz coming on, traditional corner blitz coming. I seen that basically, if you will, we kind of changed it a little bit. Actually, this is our safety pressure. No, they changed it. So based off formation, with his split, they basically changed it for the safety to come. And basically, I'm slanting down. I got the B gap, but I seen the tackle go down, and I have to spill every block that comes to me. But what we did, I learned this actually in high school, is we basically kind of like squeeze that tackle down so that way you can kind of free up our linebacker to get over top, which end up freeing up number 51, Ventrell. So now, not only do they think they have a hat for hat, but now it kind of like we somewhat exchange jobs almost. Because initially, as my job, when one guy comes, I'm only supposed to spill one guy. And with me spilling one guy, I was supposed to spill that guard coming around, and I would have to take the tight end head on. But all we basically did is gap exchange. The linebacker Ventura actually takes the tight end because the tight end missed me, and he's thinking I'm just gonna go down with the tackle. I seen this play coming from a mile away as I seen him try to do the fake toss, and I knew something was up, so I just basically stuck my foot in the ground and got upfield and met him right in the hole.
Yeah. So you said it exactly. Like I figured you're just landing inside, and because you have the safety or corner, whatever that is coming down, they have the outside contain now. So it's just a gap exchange, and then between you, the corner or safety or whatever, and the linebacker, like you said. Yeah. So this is just really smart because like you said, the offensive linemen, they think like that you're going with the play. They think you're going outside, and you just kind of get behind them and just avoid all the blocks altogether and make the play. So that's awesome.
All right.
What is this? All right. I think it's the last play. Yep, last play. This one, it's just you dealing with two blocks in this tight end and the right tackle here. I really like what you did. Over and then boom. And even if like you don't make a play here, like you really made this play. Like even though you don't get a tackle,
right?
You force this. So
yeah. This is our base package. I just knew with this motion going away, they're trying to influence our linebacker, influence the box a little bit, try to gain the edge on us. But I knew this tight end was coming out to me. Either it was going to be a toss play or it's going to be some type of zone stretch. But I just know him. And early in the game, I kind of just was bullying him, trying to impose my will, just make him know that I'm still a physical presence here. And then I seen this play come out. He initially overreached me, swam inside. I seen his guard come in, so I initially knew it's going to be some type of toss or G action. So I basically ended up just taking him head on. And with the tight end missing his block, and I took out this guy, I took up 2 blocks and left 51 Ventura wide open to make the play. And yeah, like you said, just because I didn't get the stat on there, this is one of those unrecorded stats that I pride myself on. I mean, you watch film or ask anybody, I love doing that for my teammates. I love whether I'm taking a block or making a play. I love doing anything to help the team succeed. So he's free, and then he's clean. He makes a tackle. We good.
Yeah, like you said, like these unrecorded stats, like the run defense. It's the whole team effort. Like one player doesn't make or break it. Even if like you're really good, which you are, it's still like a bunch of pieces. Like this guy, like he still has to make the tackle. You know what I mean? Like, but you make this play, you make it easier for them. Like you said, taking up 2 blocks. Like the tight end, I don't know what he's doing. He's still trying to block you. But anyways, yeah. So those are all my plays that I got. Really appreciate you coming on, spending the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but yeah, it was great having you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, actually, I got one quick question while I have you. I just thought about it now, but like no player is perfect, whether you're a rookie or veteran. Is there one thing that you're really like looking to work on going into camp?
Yeah, just finishing like as we talked about, just finishing the second move, to finish the rush and getting up, make it that much easier. The initial move is always good, but we're in the big leagues now, so they're getting paid to grab you, do whatever they got to do to make sure you don't touch their $40-50 million guy at quarterback. So, just finishing the top of the rush, bending more, getting a lot more flexible, more athletic, doing a lot more things. Just learning from the vets. Like I said, I'm really gonna be honing in just so that way I can learn that much more to put me over that hump. Because I mean, I don't know everything. It may seem like I know everything, but I have a good understanding of how to play ball, understanding offensive schemes. But to get that extra notch of learning from these veterans who's been there and understand different offensive coordinators and how the NFL game goes, it's only going to help me more. So, bending and just taking knowledge and understanding the wisdom that they're giving off to me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It sounds like you're really coachable. You're ready to learn and get better, and that's all you can really ask for out of a rookie. And I really hope they start you. I think you can start outside on the other outside linebacker spot with Whitney Merciless. That'll be really fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Playing on the same line as JJ Watt, Whitney Merciless, gotta be
crazy.
The dream.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. It's great talking to you. Maybe we can connect again later sometime. But good luck in the season. Stay safe with everything that's going on, and good luck, man.
We'll do. Appreciate it.